I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with E. Alan Fleischauer, who is a lauded author, poet, and esteemed financial management expert, widely recognized for his distinctive blend of professional insights and engaging wit. In his transformative book, Reconfigurement, Reconfiguring Your Life at Any Stage and Planning Ahead, he thoughtfully examines the complexities of financial preparedness in the modern age. We're delighted to have Alan join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the folks at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel. Alan, thanks so much for being our guest today on Spotlight.
I'm glad to be here.
What would you say is the core concept behind Reconfigurement?
Well, certainly planning ahead. But I actually postponed writing this book because I got hooked on writing fiction while I'm a financial advisor. My fiction writing is kind of a hobby, but I picked up Reconfigurement after 6 years because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is that there is a chapter in there on career testing. I'm sure that many of your viewers have done the Myers-Briggs
Mm-hmm.
if you're over 40 or 50. And but I paid for and critiqued 11 other career tests. And actually, it's been one of the most popular chapters in the book. And the reason I did that is because of the quitting pandemic, as I mentioned earlier. Believe it or not, 70% of Americans do not like their jobs.
Yeah.
And I guess that was probably the reason for the quitting episode in the pandemic. And so I hired a writing coach, and we got her done in six months. And I also contracted with the online book club and paid for reviews. It has been uploaded over 3,000 times.
Wonderful.
It has been the #1 book for 6 months on that. And I said, when I wrote the book, Logan, if I influence one person to change their life, it would be worth writing. I would say of the 3,000 uploads, 90 to 95%, by the way, they're 90 to 95% are 4 and 5 star reviews. And I would say now over 40% say it has or it will change their life.
That's wonderful. That is high praise, and it is an important book. What would you say the #1 thing people can do to prepare for retirement? I know start early is probably rule 1, but beyond that, saving 10%, is that the golden rule, to try to squirrel away 10% each year?
Well, actually, I think the number is 19, but oftentimes 401ks match and you include that. All right. But starting early is certainly important. But when part of the theme of the book is planning ahead, but it also talks about working at a job that you like. Mm-hmm. And examples I say is that's part of the reason for the career testing chapter is, if in fact you don't like your job, what I encourage in the book is to shop around and find a job that you like.
Okay.
Don't just hold on to the job because you kind of got talked into it, or it was your first job, or whatever. But and if in fact maybe you take a job that makes less money. Okay. The point of the book is work until you're maybe 75 and not retire at 60. And work at something that you like. And when you negotiate the new job, ask for at least 4 weeks vacation.
Yeah.
And have fun. Part of the theme of the book is have fun before you retire. And,
absolutely. And if you enjoy your life rather, it's
right.
really not like working. I mean, people ask me when I would retire, and I say never. Why would I? I love what I do. I get to speak to interesting and fascinating people like yourself. I get to work on TV and shows and movies. So why retire from that? So I know I'm blessed because I do something I love, but I guess we all could find those blessings by trying to find that calling.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be 70 on August 24th, and I've mentioned to my clients that I'll think about retiring at 80. Okay, because I love what I do.
Yeah.
I only have, I've got about 110 clients. Okay, and I only deal with NTPs. You probably never heard that? It's non-toxic personalities.
That's a good one. Yeah. We
And
all try to avoid those. I say 1 in 20 is a toxic personality. Some days it's 1 in 10. But
that's
yeah,
the only good thing about jerks is they identify themselves early on.
exactly. Yeah, they're self-identifying, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Life could be a lot better if, you're doing what you love. And like you said, you shouldn't be afraid to leave your job to go to something you'd enjoy more, even if you're stooping to conquer, even if you're going to do something that pays less in the beginning, but will have more rewards on many levels down the road. One of your chapters is on social security myths.
Yeah.
What are some of those social security myths?
Well, off the top of my head, I just don't know. And I've written that book long ago, and I haven't reviewed it, so I'm going to pass on that. I'm
Okay,
afraid. But,
no worries.
But on the other hand, read the book.
Yep, absolutely. It's in there. I would also think one of the secrets of retirement is don't be too dependent on Social Security because it may or may not be there.
Oh, absolutely, and
Yeah.
especially for younger folks. I guess my opinion would be that folks that are over 55 don't have to worry. But then again, that would be counting on the federal government to make the right choices, and I'm not sure, that will happen.
Exactly. Yep. Now, we were speaking before, and you mentioned that you've been a prolific novelist as well. 15 novels under your belt so far. Is there a favorite among them? Is there one book you like the best?
Yeah, I've done lots of genres. I've done a children's book for my grandchild, Charlie Lou. Charlie Lou Goes to the Rodeo, and I've done a set of short stories for my 95-year-old mother who can only read, short stories. And I've done 3 and different westerns, award-winning westerns. But my favorite, Logan, is Just Die. And as I said, I mentioned I had a stroke early on, about it almost a decade ago.
Mhm.
And Just Die is about a financial planner who had a stroke. Unlike me, though, he woke up and he could point at things, people and animals, and say, "Just die." And it's about his story about with that. And it was just like Reconfigurement's an Amazon bestseller, and Just Die is. I actually won. I finished first for a week and beat Stephen King.
Wow.
And
That's amazing.
that's a hobby for me. I thought that'd be worth mentioning.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've got a website, ealanfleischauer.com, and that's where people can read about you, find out more about your works, order your books. So it's pretty handy to have. If you were to make one of the books you've written into a film or a TV show, which would it be? Just Die, or do you have another title in mind?
Yeah, Just Die, absolutely. In
Yeah.
fact, I've had a screenplay written, and I just need some takers. But I would, before we leave, Logan, I would say that Reconfigurement certainly is available on Amazon, and as in all of my books. But Reconfigurement is also an Amazon bestseller, and
Absolutely.
recently won um, the award in Chanticleer International for the nonfiction category. There are a number of categories. There were 6 first place winners. I was one of which. But overall, Reconfigurement took the overall grand prize, and
Oh,
it speaks to the meat of the book. And I would encourage your viewers to pick it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is filled with good advice, practical advice, life-changing advice. Advice as simple as find the job you love and you won't have to worry about retirement as much, but there's also some good practical tips on how to make sure that you are financially sound come the day you decide you no longer want to get up and get on the 659 into the city. Alan, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. And for the folks at home, the name of the book, once again, is Reconfigurement, Reconfiguring Your Life at Any Stage and Planning Ahead. It's a great book. It is well worth the time to take a look at the links below. Click on the link, read about it, order a copy. It just might change your life. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.